Hi. How are you? Come closer. I need to tell you something. I love you.
Oh my god. Hi everyone, I'm Nikki.
I'm Nick.
And together we're Nikki Nick.
Good night.
Evening.
I had to look outside.
Okay, it is night.
But there's
it's actually
curtains.
early today though. It's only 8 o'clock, so we're doing this.
Oh wow, we're
a
actually
little
not
bit
doing
earlier
this
then.
at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I know. Crazy things.
So.
But we're about to not be able to sleep tonight because we're about to talk about 10 common nightmares explained.
I had it. I had
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
time.
Go ahead.
You saw me. I was.
I'll
No,
rewind.
you wanted to take it.
Your turn. I rewind.
Today we're watching 10 Common Nightmares Explained.
Woohoo! By all-time 10s.
I actually am a pretty active night terror person. I get a lot of night terrors. I could probably write a movie about them.
You could. They're
I
really
want to
scary.
actually sit down and have our first story time or
Segment.
something.
Yeah.
Like, or a commentator thing, whatever. I don't know. But,
Yeah, he's got some really scary ones,
Oof.
so...
I die a lot.
Okay, I don't really have nightmares, or I don't really dream in general.
It's like
so.
mine take breaks and then they come back like full force.
Yeah.
And then they take good breaks again. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But
I'm not one for much of dreaming. When I'm sleeping, and then that's about it. So, but I'm curious
I
to see.
always am having dreams.
Yeah.
Like I did last night.
I'm curious to see, though, because I have had some... You are so incredibly close to me, and I love you, but it is so hot in this room. I'm sorry. I'm, like, dying. Oh, ugh.
Alright, ready?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what were you saying?
I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I have had dreams where I'm just like, I wonder what the meaning is, so maybe they'll talk about some of the ones
A
I've
good
had.
night's sleep is important for everyone, so there's nothing worse than waking up from a nightmare and
It
not
still
knowing
blows my
why
mind
you
that
had it.
dreams are a thing.
But don't fear,
Yeah, right.
all-time 10s are here to help. From teeth loss to a partner cheating, this is 10 common
I've
nightmares
had a
explained.
teeth loss before.
Number 10, teeth or hair loss. Even if you've never
Only
had
had
a
teeth.
filling in your
I've
life,
had teeth
there's a
loss.
high chance that you could still dream about your teeth falling out. According to Richard Nicoletti, a psychotherapist at the Young Institute in Boston, the meaning behind the dream depends on several factors. The main thing is whether they're your teeth or someone else's.
Oh no.
If they're
Ew.
yours, he says it symbolizes the idea that one's survival is challenged, such as the ability to eat, so it could mean disease. But if the teeth are someone else's, the dreamer may have an issue with that person, who could potentially be a friend turned enemy. Other interpretations include feelings of unhappiness, particularly in
I'm gonna have
relation
dreams
to
about this
appearance.
tonight.
As for hair loss, it's said to signify powerlessness and a lack of self-esteem in the dreamer's life. Similar to teeth loss, sleep psychologists believe that there is a correlation between hair loss and beauty. Many dreamers who have this night terror are
Interesting.
worried about becoming older and unattractive. Number 9. Being trapped or paralyzed. Ever had a horrifying nightmare where
I
you're
get a lot of
trapped or
paralyzed
locked up
dreams.
and no matter how
Yep.
hard you try to free yourself, it's impossible? Well, these types of dreams often occur in people who suffer from claustrophobic anxiety, a condition in which a person is
I
afraid
don't have
of
that.
being in small spaces where they cannot move. It can
Weird, I
also be
don't have
experienced by individuals who are afraid of not being able to get out of their current situation. This
Okay.
could relate to issues around financial
There we
matters,
go.
a dead-end job,
There
or
we
a
go.
negative relationship they feel they cannot escape. Patricia Garfield, the co-founder
There
of
it
the
is.
International
Hey!
Association for the Study of Dreams, says that if you find yourself paralyzed in your dream, it might mean that you're confused and unsure about what to do in a real-life situation. She claims one of her patients had recurring nightmares about being buried alive, and it turned out he was
Nope,
in a failing
no,
marriage.
stop.
Once he divorced his
Whoa.
wife, his nightmares stopped.
How
Number 8,
interesting.
death or bodily injury. Lots of people experience this common dream, but thankfully it's rarely ever a prediction of the future. It's said to represent rebirth or making room for new beginnings. Dreaming of someone close to you
Well, that's a
dying,
nice
for instance, your
representation of
child,
you dying.
symbolizes something completely different though.
Oh.
It could be a reflection of your own childish ways and the need to accept an adult approach to life. Or it could simply be
Yeah, I
an
never
illustration
thought of
of
it
the
that
fear
way.
you feel toward losing them. This is most common in new parents. As for being injured or wounded in a
Interesting.
dream, the cause is often some feeling of weakness in your own personal life. On very rare occasions, dreams of injuries to specific body parts have been reported to coincide with medical problems related to those body parts. Number 7. Visions of the dead. We've covered what it means when death occurs in dreams, but what about those chilling nightmares when you feel as though you are being contacted or approached by someone who is already dead? Well, these types of dreams are typically associated with an
know.
inability to let go. For example, if you are having repetitive nightmares about a recently deceased loved one, the cause could be that you are struggling to cope with their loss emotionally. Or it could be feelings of guilt or regret for not having spent time with a loved one before they died. These nightmares can also be linked to terror of the unknown and anxiety about personal illness. It is common for people with terminal or life-threatening health problems to have these types of scary nightmares. Number 6. End of the world. There are lots of different variations on the common end of the world nightmare. Have you ever found yourself caught in the middle of a violent hurricane, or perhaps hurtling towards an approaching tornado that is ripping apart houses and trees?
Right.
Well, according to psychotherapist Dr. Alex Lukeman, these types of nightmares apparently indicate a sense of impending fear.
Oh, that freaked me out for a second.
The weather is interchangeable and uncontrollable, which is said to represent an individual who is stressed or anxious throughout their day-to-day life. These anxieties could be about anything from a test coming up to a doctor's appointment to relationship issues. End of the world dreams are also common for people who have experienced the death of a parent or loved one. Number 5. Insects. Dreaming about insects tends to mean that you're worried about something.
I have had insects.
If you dream about ants, it's
I'll tell
supposed
you a
to
story about that
signify your
later.
general dissatisfaction in your daily life, as well as feelings of neglect and insignificance. Dream spiders, on the other hand, suggest that you feel you're being manipulated or that you're manipulating someone else.
Is it gone?
Cynthia Richmond, author of Dream Power, believes that if you are completely surrounded by insects in a dream, then it means you're probably so annoyed by something or someone that you are ready to lash out at them. If the insect is something you're afraid of in conscious life, this means you are either ready to overcome the phobia by facing it, or perhaps something has pushed you to your limit. 4. Falling.
Okay.
Anxious feelings will most likely result in you
had
falling in your dream.
A lot of people have had
If the
this,
dream
I feel
occurs
like.
not too long after you've fallen asleep, there is a simple explanation. In the first stages of sleep, spasms in our limbs are common, so the falling is your unconscious mind telling your conscious mind to stay alert. But if this occurs in deep sleep, it suggests that you are hanging on too tightly to a particular situation in waking life, or that you are upset about being let down by a trusted friend. According to sleep expert Kathleen O'Connor, if you dream about someone else falling in your dream, this could mean a friend is letting you down or falling short. Number 3. Being chased or attacked. To be chased or attacked by something or someone is a signal to our body's fight or flight response. This is essentially a primal reaction embedded in every single human, which arises when a person is faced with danger or fear. Sigmund Freud characterized these as the manifest dream content of persons suffering from anxiety. From small worries such as getting stuck in traffic to substantial fears about getting into a car accident, there are lots of different reasons why anxiety may be reflected in dreams. Being chased could also signify that you are avoiding something in your waking life and refusing to deal with those problems. Number 2. Naked in public. Picture this. You are stood in a very public place, surrounded by hundreds of people who are fully clothed, but you are completely naked. Even if it's in a dream, it sounds mortifying, doesn't it? Our clothes are said to represent a particular image to the people around us. So, therefore, being naked in public suggests that there is a situation in waking life that's making you feel vulnerable and exposed. Psychologist Ian Wallace believes that this dream is caused by individuals who have sentimental emotions, gone off to a new job, or who are coming into public view. But negative meanings behind the dream could point to the fact that you've been hiding something from others, or are afraid that people can see through a facade you've established. Number 1. Partner cheating. Dreaming of being betrayed by a loved one can actually symbolize many different things, and some of them do not always connect with the actual aspect of your partner cheating at all. It's more than likely to occur when you feel abandoned or alienated by someone close to you. Maybe a family member or friend is spending less time with you, so therefore you feel cheated. But if you are already suspicious of infidelity within your relationship, the nightmare could be a projection of the concern, as it has manifested itself in your subconscious. On the upside, dream analyst Delphi Ellis says it could simply mean you need to spend a little more time with your partner. So there you have 10 common nightmares explained. What do you have nightmares about? Tell us in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check this one out.
That sounds pretty interesting. There was one, let me go back real quick, one, because I forgot what I was going to say. Was it this part?
The naked one?
Oh yeah. I used to be, I say used to be because I really don't have control over it anymore. I used to have lucid dreams. If anybody that doesn't know, you can control your dreams. and a lot, especially when I was younger. But I mean, you can train yourself to become a lucid dreamer. I don't recommend it because you start wanting to sleep on purpose. I would, in dangerous situations in my dreams, I'd bite my cheek to be like, oh, this is because you can't feel pain in your dream. So I train myself to, if I bite my cheek and I don't feel the pain, it's like, oh, I'm in a dream,
Yeah,
and I wake myself up before something bad can happen.
That's crazy.
I haven't done that in a while. I don't think I really have the ability anymore. But if you guys are on Reddit, go to Lucid Dreams on Reddit. It's actually pretty cool if you guys want to study it. But also, another thing, like, I realized I'm in a dream, and it's like, oh, can't do this in real life. I'm gonna get naked, and I take all my clothes off, and that's
such an interesting thing to do.
I mean, I know I'm dreaming is probably why.
Yeah.
And another thing, like, I mean, in lucid dreams, I occasionally still get lucid dreams. Most of the time I jump. I don't know why. I always have like superpowers, but the one that I always have is me being able to jump super high. And I don't know why.
That's one well, I have one about jumping, kind of, but there's one dream that I always have that...
Talking about dreams makes me tired.
Yeah, right. It's not a night, but these aren't nightmares for me, except for, I'll tell you the bug one. I have a dream that's consistent, that if I do dream, this is the one that I get most often. And I think it's got something to do about me missing, like, being home in New York with my family, because okay, so this is ridiculous. My mom has had the same dream, so I think it's very weird, where I grab a piece of cardboard and a plastic bag, and I start running, and I, like, get on the cardboard, and I use that like a parachute, the bag, and I'm just, like, flying through the air, trying to get home to New York. So I think that's just like...
That was many years ago, though.
Yeah, my mom said she's done that, but with plywood. She got on a piece of plywood and flew around, which I thought was really weird, but...
Weird. You guys are weird.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
And then...
Silly weird.
I've had a few... I actually had one the other night. I had a few dreams where I feel cockroaches on me, or spiders.
I've never had a bug dream before.
And I wake up in a panic because I can feel them. But there was one night... Actually, it's happened to me twice, but one that I can remember, like, specifically not long ago, where I woke up in a panic because I felt the cockroach on me, and I woke up, jumped out of bed, turned on the light, and guess what was there on my pillow but a cockroach. He was, like, in real life, he was just chilling on my pillow.
He was probably crawling all over you.
Yeah, he probably was. And
like,
in my dream, yeah. Ew.
The cockroach is like... Blah, 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 blah.
And in my dream, I could feel it, and then I woke up. But I've had it before where it was just a dream, and I woke up and there's nothing there. But I've had it with a cockroach, and I've had it with a spider in real life when there was one actually sitting there on my bed. So,
I never had a bug dream.
That freaks me out.
I normally die in my dreams or have creepy people come after me.
Yeah.
Do we have time? Do you guys want to hear my story about one of them? I always tell it all the time because it's my most recent horrorful.
Oh, that one.
The one where I went to a cabin and... Oh, I always tell this one. I'm almost sick of telling it.
Oh, okay.
Might as well just make a video out of it. Like a reenactment.
We'll tell it real quick.
We were in a cabin in Kentucky on a trip. And my family was with me. We're up in a loft room. And I'm sleeping... Or I'm getting ready to sleep. And then my brother and sister run over and they're messing with me. And it's like, stop, you guys are going to give me nightmares. And... go away, blah, blah, blah. I go to sleep, and I wake up, and I'm back at home, and my mom here's my room, and then there's a long hallway, and at the end of that hallway, you can see into the living room, and everything looks real, it's really vivid, and my mom's like, hey, I'm gonna go put your stuff in the laundry in the utility room, and the utility room is right in front of my room, so she's walking down the hall and goes into the utility room. I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then all of a sudden, I see her again coming out of the living room into the hallway, and she's like broken and warped. She's like, hey, I'm going to put the laundry in the utility room with like a hint of a demonic voice. And yeah. I'm like, oh no, I'm dreaming. And I'm like, oh God, I can't wake myself up anymore. Like I used to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do it. And I'm like, I can't. So then she goes into the utility room, and then I see another one, and it's like, I guess now that I think about it, it's kind of like she was covered in tar, in a way, like
the
black
Grudge kind
tar.
of creepiness.
Did they do that? Well, she's
I
like,
don't
it's
know.
like melting
I mean, it
black
freaks me
goo,
out.
and she has like a full demon voice, and she's like saying it again, except she ran through the hallway and came to me and started choking me. And then I woke up. In my dream, I threw a punch, and I woke up punching, and I was like, that was the most. I'm like back in the cabin. I'm awake, and I'm looking around. And I was like, that was the realest dream I've had in a while. Like I normally get those kind of dreams like that, but I was like, man, that one was actually
Really
the
real.
worst one I've had in a while.
Yeah.
So I roll over and I fall back asleep. And before I go back to sleep, I'm looking around the room, so I memorized it. And then I had a dream where I was on my side and she was right behind me and started choking me again.
No.
And I woke up and I was like,
Nope.
that was real. I'm going downstairs. So I go downstairs, I go to the bathroom and drink water, and I stayed up for another 2 hours because I was so scared
Yeah.
to have that dream again.
See.
And that took a little bit, so thank you for if you sat through my
Yeah.
little the nightmares.
We'll probably be posting this in 3 hours, so anyone who's
But every time I
on-
talk about this, I have nightmares.
Well, that's what I was
So,
about to say. You're
alright,
about to
guys,
give
I'm
all
about
of
to
our
have-
viewers nightmares, so I'm sorry, you
Well,
guys.
if I mention the word dreams or nightmares, I have nightmares about
Yeah,
it.
he does. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll post
If
our
I'm
20.
crying or not.
We're gonna do our 25K Q&A tomorrow, so we're super excited
Hey.
about that. But we'll mention in our 25K Q&A if he had a nightmare. So since that'll be tomorrow,
Yep.
we'll see.
I'm probably not gonna.
Sorry, you guys, if
wanna
we're
deal
giving you
with
guys nightmares
Yeah, sorry if I babbled a little bit
or interesting stories of sleeping.
of
Since
death.
we do that quite often.
Death by snakes. So it's a Adventure Time quote.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm lost, but anyway, if you guys want to see more of us, make sure to check out the description box below at our Snapchat and Instagram. Make sure to subscribe.
And as always, thank you for support, thank you for love,
We
love you guys. Have a good day, good night, good evening, and don't have nightmares.
Please don't. Watch this in the morning.